Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. So now that we worked on pagination on the last lecture, now let's work on, and we did it on the back end, let's work on the front end and create those links here, right? So for those of you that are brand new, this is a playlist, this is a course. Make sure you check the description of the video if you want to take, if you can't find it for some reason, all right? So anyway, let's go and work on this. So I'm in the index, and right before the end block here is where I want to put this pagination. So I'm going to create a couple classes here, add a couple classes because we're using Tailwind CSS just to make things a little bit pretty. So center, justify between, this should be interesting here, right? And let's give it a margin of top a little bit because I want some space from the top table here. And I also want the text to be a little small. So text small. Let's put that in there and tab. All right. So let's go ahead and create some if statements here. So we're going to say, hey, if the contacts dot has Prev, all right? Remember that this is a property attached to contacts now, right? Because SQLAlchemy is actually putting that stuff for us to use, these properties. So let's end this before I forget. And if right here, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I want to make sure that the previous links here, it's there, right? This is gonna say previous. And let's do a entity, HTML entity here to make sure that we have this left arrow, right? Because that's gonna be previous. So let me see. Arrow, left arrow, actually. I think it has another R. Yeah, let's go back here. And we're not gonna see it yet because we're still not, it doesn't have the previous because we only have one page here. All right, let me just put this here. We only have one page. So we need to create a couple more pages, but we can see it before we can create a couple more pages. As a matter of fact, I think I already changed the per page situation here in routes. Sorry about that. So I put per page, make sure I had it on 10, I changed it to 1, all right? So make sure that you go back into your application in init and change this value to 1 because I don't have a lot of records. So we won't be able to see our pagination unless we set it to 1, all right? I think right now we have 2 records in the database, all right? If I do this, if I refresh, you can see I have 2 records. And even if I do 10, I only have 2 records available, okay? So if I do 1, you can see that we only get 1 result, but because the other result, it's on the next page. All right, so let's go back in here and yeah. So we have a link here that says previous and we're gonna see it in a minute. In here, also, I wanna see in the middle of it, let's put an else statement here because in the middle, I wanna see the page number and I also wanna see the total. This is how we have it on the demo. So let's put a span tag here and let's call this page. And I'm gonna use Jinja here to access the page. So I'm gonna say contacts, just like that, and this would be page. I'm gonna put a little / here to separate this, excuse me. And then I'm gonna have contacts here, and this would be pages. This would be the total, okay? And I can do a little expression here. I can say, or 1, okay? All right, so at least that is visible. You can see it right here, okay? All right, let me go and create the other one now, the other link. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna paste it in here. Now, this one, let me see. We're not gonna need this here because we already have it up there. We're not gonna need the else either, so this one should say next. And this one here as well, next. okay? And this, instead of being the left arrow, this would be the right arrow. Arrow, all right? Jeez, you can see that it says nets here, all right? So if I click this, it's not gonna go anywhere because we're still not putting anything in the href, okay? So let's go back in here and let's put something here on the next one so you can see how it works, and then we go into the previous one. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and finish this guy on top here. Let's start from the top, right? So let's do something here, and let's say URL 4. And here, what we need to do is we need to pass the same page we're on, and then we're gonna pass some parameters. We're gonna pass it the page and contacts.net. Actually, this is prev underscore num. Yeah, num for number, previous number. And then we're gonna pass the query, okay? And then sort, just like that, sort, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this guy, hopefully it's correct. And we're gonna paste it in here so we don't have to write all that stuff, we just change it up a little bit. This one here, instead of saying prev num, is gonna say nets, and that's it. So now let's go back in here and refresh, and now if I click here, it was supposed to take me to the nets page. So yeah, we're putting something wrong here. So let me just go back here, and let's see, URL for main, we have contacts.net. Oh, I forgot the num here. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go back here and delete this real quick. All righty, let's go and click nets, and you can see that we have the nets page. We have Rosita there. We go back, and then we have example 3. Super cool, right? So it's working. Now, this thing here should be in the middle. Let's see if we can do some trick here. All right, let's see. Right above here, and if let me see if I can make this a little better. I'm thinking right now. So we have the else here. It would be nice to have a little spam tag. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this guy, I'm gonna take it off, and I'm gonna put it right here. And that should put it in the middle. Sorry about that. Refresh. All right, that. Let me put a spam tag here. There we go. That works. Just doing a little trick here, guys. All right, nothing too. And I'm gonna make this a little smaller so that way you guys can see it. All right. One thing that I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna put this. Let me see. This underlined class on these links. Underline. And let's do that one in here as well. Underline. All right. Refresh, and you can see the underline there. All right. Let me make this a little smaller so that you guys can see it better and organize it a little bit. My prettier extension is not working. I got to fix that in a minute. But yeah, so I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to bring this down so you can see it. Okay. There we go. So this is where this one finishes, all right? And then we have this one in the middle, and then the other one is very small, this one, okay? Let's bring this down. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see it better there, all right? It's a little messy because my Jinja is not working like I said before, but if you look at it, it looks a lot better now when I'm organizing this, right? Anyway, guys, that's it for this lecture. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure making this pagination for you guys. And yeah, it works pretty good, all right? So I'll see you guys on the next lecture.